back and we're ready to hit the road or get on the path to Surface Duo. This video is going to start a little earlier than what the overview said. Instead of 1984, I'm going back a little bit further to the start of Microsoft in 75. Just quickly, Microsoft was started building a basic interpreter for the basic language, and they built several for several platforms. They made a typing tutor. They had a math program. They made a card for an Apple that allowed it to operate the CP/M operating system. They took a version of Unix from AT&T and turned it into an operating system they called Xenix. And they had the deal with IBM to provide DOS on IBM's PC. So that sets us up to 1984 as what is happening and taking place. 1984 is important because of this. This is the world's first digital PDA, as I understand it. As much as I can know, I remember the device being available, but really all I knew. I may have seen one at one time. My mind tells me I did, but I don't know. Pretty important to keep this in mind because what we have are PDAs. Okay, so we've got this PDA. I want to show you what I was using in 1989. In 1989, I had this, or something similar to this. And I say similar because mine mounted in the vehicle, wasn't carried around. This was physically mounted in the vehicle, non-removable, with an antenna to the outside. Otherwise, this looks like the same family of product that I had. And this actually had number storage and a few other little features that are not PDA. So keep that Mitsubishi Electric in your head because it's going to come back up again. All right, so I had that. Did not have, my PDA was a Franklin planner. That was my PDA. So a big Franklin planner that you carried around and you wrote in. About that time frame, there was some secret development taking place at Apple. Secret in that it was not even revealed to the board. This Newton. So a few things to note about Newton. First, look at it, design, compared to that Scion. This is a lot closer to what we saw PDAs become, a flat screen, pocketable, touchscreen. This released in 1992 at CES. Okay, so that development started somewhere late 89 to 90, somewhere in that time frame. I did do a little research, and I think what I found was 1990. But then we're going to jump to this. This was also released in 1992 at Comdex. This was a joint effort by IBM and Mitsubishi Electric. They codenamed it Sweet Spot, maybe because what they were doing was combining the mobile technology with PDA, and maybe that's going to hit a sweet spot. They called it the Simon Personal Communicator. Real interesting that it was a DOS-based system and had a navigator instead of a command shell. I have seen these. No, I did not have one. We've had all this occur, and we're seeing a slight evolution in PDA and a slight evolution in mobile phone technology. And then the next year, 1993, Bill Gates is at the University of Washington. He made a speech, and I remember the results of the speech. I do not know that this picture is even from 1993. The quote that I clipped from the speech was preceded by statements about having a device the size of your wallet that you had credential information like licenses, etc., maybe family photos, all the things that people put into their wallets, having those digital. And I thought this comment was relative to what we're discussing. There's no reason why you can't just carry a single little PC about the size of a wallet, a little flat screen device that has all your authentication credentials. So as you can see from those comments and the thoughts that led up to those comments, how the wallet PC, as it was called, and it was assumed that the device was shown. We don't know what it was, if it existed, but a key thing here is that this is kind of the path, the starting of the path, because Microsoft had a vision then. Bill told everyone. Bill said that Microsoft's vision for the next decade, the 2000s, the next century, was that it's a digital age. And thus, these kinds of devices are going to become more commonplace. And you will see in future Pathline that we go over how this all plays in with each other and gets us to the point that we're at today. I started a little earlier into the timeline because I wanted to set up the whole situation of where Microsoft was at as a company during this whole path that they're on to the Microsoft Surface Duo. Right now, at this point that we're at, Microsoft is making their money through operating systems and selling them to OEMs at discounted prices. And that's it. I mean, that's their big money maker. Now, Office and other areas are growing and will become the money cow, the cash cow. But right then, it was all about operating systems and just producing operating system, having someone load it and run, not building operating systems and selling them directly to consumers. So it's highly important. OEMs were a big critical part of their business in this time frame and will play a part in the future. So I'm going to stop it here and I'll pick up in the next video at this point, just because I started a little bit earlier and I want to keep these videos not too long because there will be several of them. So hopefully you found this informative or entertaining, and you'll come back and watch the next one. But I do thank you for watching this one.